Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be, however you may be doing, thank you for tuning in to the 40th episode of Storytime. Today, we will be delving deep into what other subject other than cum. There's an epidemic in America right now. And the epidemic is men sitting in their homes, whether being of all ages, young or old. Men are sitting at home and men are jerking it. I read a statistic that 1/3 of men my age are not having sexual intercourse. If you are not having sexual intercourse at the ripe age of 23, I must ask you, why not? As humans, we are made to breed, are we not? We are made to also, maybe if you don't want to breed, we are made to go to CVS and buy some Trojans and have a nice Thursday night after cocktails. Humans are also made to do that. So, why aren't we doing it, young men? Why are we staying at home, getting that $3.99 a month Brazzers membership? What a great question. And I can't fully put my finger on it myself, but I guess right now I'll try. We have a few examples for you right here. I would like to pull up our first person is this guy.
Bruh.
U.S. man spends over $250,000 on cam girl, kills parents and brother for trying to make him quit watching porn. The man is Grant Amato. And what he did is, night after night, Grant Amato came home living at his parents' house, and he would go and log into a webcam model website in which he had an extreme of infatuation with a webcam model by the name of Sylvie. Grant Amato would tell her that he is a wealthy man, a rich man, someone that would treat Sylvie just how Sylvie wanted to be treated. Sylvie wants the Louis Vuittons. Is that how you say it? Sylvie wants the Gucci shoes. Sylvie wants the YSL purse. And Grant Amato is going to give it to her. But Grant Amato doesn't have any money, nor does he really do anything besides masturbate to Sylvie. Where does he get all the money to make her think this? That Grant can afford this lifestyle? Grant steals the money from his parents and his brothers and his sister. Grant steals over $250,000 to give straight to Sylvie for whatever she's doing on the webcam. I mean, she's got to be doing some stuff on the webcam for all this money. At least, Grant, right? At least. He is draining their life. He's draining the whole family's funds, putting it into Sylvie. Doesn't know her, never met her. Just some girl on a webcam. Finally, it comes time. The family's had enough of Grant and his sitting in his room by himself at the ripe age of, dude looks like he's about 30. $29 years old. The parents say they're done. You either have to move out of here or stop talking to Sylvie. Stop jerking it to Sylvie. Stop giving Sylvie all of our money. We're going to go broke because you keep jerking it to Sylvie. Why do you keep jerking it to Sylvie and giving her all of our money? How does Grant Amato respond to this? Dude gets a gun, puts 6 bullets in it, smokes his mom, smokes his brother, smokes his old man. After he smokes his old man, goes over, grabs his cell phone, grabs his thumb to unlock his dad's cell phone, goes into his bank app and transfers all of his dad's money to himself to give to Sylvie. Dude, what a psycho. You couldn't even write people didn't even write this for Law and Order SVU. You'd think so. The special victims unit sounds like special victims unit type shit. Grant did this in real life. Why did Grant do this? Grant is fucking addicted to beating his meat and pretending to be someone that he's not. I mean, dude's going around talking about how he's got all this money, how he's got this great life, this, that. All Grant does is sit in his fucking room and jerk his meat. I mean, my goodness. Oh, but can we blame Grant? Let's think about something right now. Why even go meet a woman when you can get the Auto Blow 3.0 off of Amazon for $300? I mean, things got, I believe, over 24 different speeds and settings for the perfect blowjob. It's essentially one of the, those canisters that you used to have at the bank, and they'd go, and then you'd open it and they'd have something you'd have to sign, send it back, and then you'd get your money. It essentially looks like if you took one of those and you filled it with like marbles on the outside. I believe they call them pleasure balls or something in the male stimulation industry. And then just a giant fleshlight in there. And it's all mechanically powered to give you the closest thing to a real blowjob you can possibly get. $300 on Amazon. I mean, what is that like? That's like a good chunk of your 1 week's pay. For a lot of guys, I mean, fuck it, why not? Why the hell not? let's get an auto blow. Let's double down on fucking inanimate objects. Oh, I don't know. I haven't been getting a lot of tail recently. Why don't I just start fucking inanimate objects? Boy, oh boy. And I'd like to introduce you now to a great family business. A beautiful family business. This is what America's all about right here. Roll the clips.
It's not every day, that you have a sex doll in your lounge with your 17-year-old. We sell sex dolls. They can come in all shapes and sizes. We've got 4 children. If somebody said that it's a business that children shouldn't be around, then I would say that they do not understand the business.
Okay, so apparently I don't understand the business. I mean, I think I do. What I think you're doing is you're selling silicone women out of your house for weird 30-year-old men to fuck. And quite honestly, I don't really think that is a business that children should be around. I mean, if you're not watching this, she had like a 4-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 10-year-old, and then she's just got like every ethnicity, every size silicone woman on the wall, like ready to go. Oh, would you like to test drive Linda? Oh, you're more of an exotic. Yeah. How about Josephine? Oh, you like them thicker? How about Amazon Alley? She's nice and big. And she's from South America. Sounds like the right woman for you? Okay. Essentially, what I'm trying to get at here is, when I grew up, as I have spoken on many times before, I was 11 years old. Steve Jobs delivered me that iPhone, and then I got straight to that porn, and that shit was wild. So much time wasted. I mean, when I was a kid, I was 11 years old. I really wanted the Wii for Christmas. I was like, please, I really hope I get the Wii for Christmas. Nowadays, with what these kids are exposed with, I feel like some of them might be like, Mommy, Daddy, please, can I get the Auto Blow 3.0 for Christmas? Mommy, Daddy, can I get Big Sophia the custom sex doll for Christmas? Dude, what about the children? Brother Jameson asks, what about the children? Dude, we're not even going to have children. Like, I'm afraid if I have a kid, he might come out like smoking Newports already. He might come out like with 5 o'clock shadow and a fucking beer because he's just fed up. What do we do? I think it starts with us as adults, and I think that we gotta figure it out, dude. I mean, you can't be really like, it can't be cool to be buying a big silicone lady. Like, we can't be doing this, dude. Dude, we gotta buck up. We gotta start going outside and talking to girls. We gotta find coffee shops. Like, I mean, with the silicone woman sales going up, like, there's gotta be some coffee shops around town with like a couple ladies that are just neglected by society. What are we gonna do for these ladies, dude? Think about that too. Not only just the men. And to Greg Amato, if you want your Sylvie, I mean, your Sylvie, I promise you, Greg, she's not on the webcams fingering herself. That's no one's Sylvie. And, you look at your man Grant Amato here in visual form, and do I really wonder why he can't find his Sylvie in real life? Not for a second, because Grant looks like a starving stray dog. He's neglecting himself big time. And I think there's a lot of men out there that are doing that, and they're chasing whatever can make you feel good in the moment. And I mean, believe me, I've been there, so it's no shame to it. I mean, there is shame to it, but you can always be happier and better. And we're gonna bring in a little guest right now, little quick surprise guest to drop in right now to talk about maybe how men might be able to be a little happier. Here's a secret. It might call for a little less cum. So I'm here with my friend Matt Stevens. I found him on Twitter. He's a transformation coach. Talked to him a couple times. And Matt, I would like to talk to you about one of the biggest transformations I think a lot of young adult men need to go through, which is a little bit of semen retention. So would you mind kind of outlining what that is for people?
Yeah, I mean, semen retention is where not only do you not do no fap, but you do no sex, no nothing, no sort of, blowing your load, so to speak. And apparently that is supposed to help with your motivation in life. That's just what some people say. What are the benefits that you get out of it? Some people say it doesn't have anything to do with it, but here's the thing. We just got to make sense out of it. Like when a man, blows his load or whatever, he's pretty unmotivated to do shit,
Absolutely.
I mean, like, how do you
roll over and tuck myself in at that point?
Yeah. A lot of guys just like to go to sleep or something. I don't know. It's like eating your favorite hamburger and you're just like, okay, good. That was a good burger. That's it. You don't feel like doing shit. And so if you don't do it and then you direct that energy towards, something else, maybe something productive, your life will improve or whatever. That's kind of the premise behind it.
Absolutely. And I feel as if I were to spend all the time that I was spending jacking off in my adolescence, possibly playing the guitar, I might be as good as Eric Clapton nowadays. And if we think about all the kids, how many times do you see a viral post on Instagram or Twitter where it'll be like the RA of a college and they'll be like, hey guys, if you could please stop jerking off in our showers, it's clogging the drains,
Yes,
we have issues. So and let's think about even the position those guys are in. You're in college, right? Thousands of people, thousands of women. You could go find your young queen. However, you're pent up in the shower. There's probably a dude couple showers down jerking it too. What if you guys got together, you went out and you talked to some girls or something?
Yeah. Not only that, but what if they start running DNA tests, find out who did it and shit?
Yeah. That'd be embarrassing. Pulling a big load out of the freaking shower and then imagine you got to pay extra tuition or something.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
No, but you're right. No. Men need to go out and take risks and actually start going to talk to women. Like not Tinder, not Bumble bullshit.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Go up to a girl and just introduce yourself and talk to her. What's the worst that can happen? She doesn't like you. Who gives a shit? There's plenty of girls. The more you do it, the better you get at it.
Mm-hmm. And even if we don't make it just about women, it's like, think about let's put it down the line a little bit. Maybe I'm working on this podcast instead of jacking off. And then maybe my podcast grows. Maybe my career grows. Maybe I end up somewhere I'd like to be in life, as opposed to, just spending time jerking it to get that little dopamine hit like you were talking about, just to feel better where I'm at. And then down the road, if you get somewhere even better in life, you make more money, you can just kind of forget about girls for a while. And then once you're who you want to be, then you can think about it.
It's called delayed gratitude.
Yes.
Delayed gratitude. You put it off until later, and then it's just a lot better. It's like a long-term investment. You put a little money in, you want to take it out, because maybe you need the money, or you just want the money and go blow the money on something. But, if you wait a few years, you're going to have even more money the longer you wait. So it's very much the same.
Absolutely. Let's see what else I got here. So another thing, let's think about, I got a story for you. So back when I was younger, and I first started having my sexual experiences at the beginning of my sexual life, and I came to realize I cannot last more than 15, maybe 16 seconds. And this happened it happened multiple times for a long time. And I didn't quite understand why. I could come nowhere near satisfying a woman. And I realized at a certain point, it has to do with all the porn that you watch, that you flood your mind with, and it gets you, I don't know how to explain the feeling, but it's like you're overexcited. It's like you can't, not only have you never been there, but you also can't handle being there.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into that. I mean, number one, a lot of guys put women on a pedestal, and number one, women don't want to be up there. And so, when you put women, because here's the thing, you put anybody on a pedestal, the only choice they have is to look down on you, and you never feel worthy enough. So it's like, there are things in life that are just bigger deals, than going out and hooking up with a girl. I wish that I could go back in time and tell myself that. But number two is porn also kind of dehumanizes women. And so, you kind of objectify women when you do that. And it screws men up mentally and emotionally, psychologically and whatnot. Not just from the whole dehumanization aspect, but you desensitize yourself, and I'm talking in a physical way. So that makes it more difficult for you to get stimulated and whatnot. So when you actually do go hook up with a girl, you can't even get it up now. And so who wants that to happen?
Yeah.
And or it could be the opposite, like you said, where you just get too excited, I guess.
I think that just speaks on the characteristic of maybe who I am. I'm an overexcitable guy.
Yeah, but no, it's not good. Especially if you seriously want to have a serious relationship one day, or get married or something like that. It's gonna screw it up. So I always tell guys just avoid it.
So you're big on helping people transform into the person that they want to be. If you say you met me at 12 years old, and I'm just jerking off all the time, and for maybe my parents hired you as a personal trainer and life coach, what would you tell me? What would you tell me to do? And then maybe what you would tell an adult who's in the same place.
Wait, about what would your parents tell me? My son, our son has a masturbation problem or something like that?
We'll say, yeah. So you're getting hired for like a personal training / life coach position, and that's my background, what would you say I would have to do in that situation?
I mean, like you're at 12 years old, that'd be kind of a conversation that your dad would have to have with you or something. I mean, like, I don't think that I don't think that I would be able to go and be like, hey, kid,
Okay.
I hear you have this problem. Here's what you need to do.
You're right. That's a bad question because no one pays adult men to talk to their kids.
Can you help our son?
We're gonna wipe that part of the question and let's an adult male.
Yeah.
Adult male who paid you for consultation. What do you have to say? What should he start doing instead of, jacking off's a big problem for him?
Yeah. So, this is, because I'm more onto like the physical transformation side of things and also kind of like relationship stuff too. But, I have spoken to some men, about it. And it's really just, man, it comes down to willpower. And plus, you have to change your environment too. And you have to replace that habit. Because here's the thing, you can never get rid of a habit without replacing it with another habit. So you have to think about something else that you need to be doing at that time. And like I said, as difficult as it may be, get into a different environment, because sometimes the environment, because your body has a circadian rhythm, and it gets used to going to bed at a certain time. It gets used to getting hungry at a certain time or going to the bathroom at certain times. It can basically regulate to anything. So if it comes around that time and you like normally do it or whatever, then you've got to move to I don't know, maybe a different spot, or go do something different altogether. What I tell guys too is, go work out so hard that you're too tired to do it.
Mhm.
I mean, like that could really, you just want to go to sleep. You skip all that and just go to sleep. But that's the gist of it. You just have to find out, what can I do instead of this?
Great. Last question I got for you is, so it's the full, you're not, semen retention is completely not jerking off. We need to ask, how sustainable is this? Because I have actually tried it myself. I can last 5 days, and then like day 6, I'm just so horned up that I actually can't even think about other things that I should be thinking about, but I'm like so horned up that it's almost in the way, and I feel like I gotta get it over. And another thing is semen retention while having sex still. Something I tried was I would hold it and I would pleasure the woman. And I actually found that it makes you a very, very generous lover if you're able to do that. Powerful stuff.
I don't know. You could piss some girls off.
You're right about that too, because they'll be like, "Oh, I'm not hot enough for you."
Yeah, like they won't be too happy
It's
about
like,
it.
sorry, honey, I'm just on an elevated state.
Yeah, you've never met a man like me before. So wait, so you're saying like, so what's the general point of the question?
Like, what's really, how can this be sustainable? Like, how many days do you really want to go? Well,
man, I know guys that have gone months without it.
Really?
I have one friend. And
better men than me.
He swears by it, and here's the thing: he's successful as shit, man. Like he makes well into the 5 figures a month range. I'm talking like 30, 40, $50,000 per month. And I knew him when he was like scraping pennies together. And he swears by it to me. He's like, dude, I'm telling you, he was like, it's magical. And so, like I said, some guys, they swear by it, but then other guys are like, hey, it really doesn't make that big of a difference. But here's the thing is, I always ask myself, is like, are those guys who say that it really doesn't make that big of a difference, what if they could do more?
Yes.
Are they just not disciplined, or do they not have the willpower to just not last much longer and see, hey, life may be great for you right now, but it could be better potentially if you didn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? And it's a difficult thing. I completely understand. But it varies from person to person, man. But it's like how I guess guys should just ask themselves, like, okay, how long can I try to do this, and then try to progressively get better. Maybe, I don't know. That's just it's like a personal thing.
All right. Well, I agree with you completely there. And I think about the same idea, which you just said, with like really a lot of things. Like, how much better would my life be if I smoked some less weed? How much better would my life be if I
That's a big one.
ate some less snacks? You know what? Let's talk about that quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
What do you think about weed use? Do you think that there is a middle ground where you can be a good productive person and you can enjoy, like maybe a little bit of weed every, maybe 3 days a week, kind of like a cap, a beer? Or do you think that's impossible?
Well, here's the thing: is with weed too. It also depends on the person, because, like, I remember being in college, and I'm the type of person, like, if I smoke, I don't want to be doing anything. I'd want to sit on my ass, or play video games, or watch a movie, or something entertaining where I don't have to.
Or maybe jack off. I mean, that's I won't put words in your mouth, but
but yeah, that's what happens a lot. So
no, you're right.
Duo of doing
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I doubled down on that shit too much before I know what it's like.
Yeah. No, so like I knew I had friends who would smoke and then go do homework. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, how the hell can you do that? I knew a guy who would go and take tests. He'd go smoke a joint and then go take a test. And I'm like, and he'd pass. And I'm like, dude, seriously? Like, I'm the type of person, like, I get anxious. Like, I start thinking about all my life decisions. I couldn't imagine like taking a test and trying to already double thinking about, oh, is it A or is it C? And then rethinking that over and over and over again. Like, it would be nuts. But yeah, it depends from person to person. So you just got to be smart about it. I also do think that it makes people complacent.
Yeah.
I think that because it relaxes people and kind of puts them in like a vegetative state or whatever, they're not motivated, and they're happy with what they have, but they could be better. So I do think that if you overdo it, it will make you complacent, and you'll stagnate. And in life, there's really no stagnation. You're either progressing or you're regressing. So stagnation, because time is perpetual. So if you're not doing something to progress, you're going backwards. So I mean, I think that I think you just got to be smart with it. I mean, like, it's like having a drink every now and then. You can have a drink every now and then, like maybe on a special occasion. Like, I'll drink, like, when it's like for my brother's wedding, I drank. Could be the same maybe for weed too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you got to realize, if you're drinking every day at excess, you're an alcoholic. So you got to, it's some people, they don't take it quite as seriously because it is weed. But I've been both people. I've been the guy who goes and takes tests and gets like a 90, like high. I mean, all high school, I was, I showed up high every day. I don't know if everyone knew that, but I did do that. And I graduated with honor roll. And but I mean, nowadays I feel you with the complacency thing, because I will feel that there will be a lot of times where I'm not getting half as much out of myself as I should. And yeah, I really do. I think it's like everything has to be a happy medium. You shouldn't treat anything like it's be all end all. And there's everyone's got to figure it out for themselves.
Yeah, because here's the thing, and this is with anything in life. If you can't go without it, you have a problem. Like if you can't take, several weeks or whatever off of something, if you have to do it every night, that's a problem. And it's the same thing like you said with alcohol. A lot of women, and there's even men that will do it, will drink like a bottle of wine every night, and it's like, okay, that's a problem.
There's a lot of housewives that'll do that, and they'll be like, "It's just Tuesday."
Yeah, and they'll make jokes out of it. It's like, no, that's not funny. It's
oh,
like,
wine o'clock. Yeah, they got all their T-shirts. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah,
that's suburbia.
Yeah. So it's like that, man. It's you just got to be smart about it. Try to limit it.
So, I mean, I think the general consensus of this whole conversation was everything in moderation, really, right? Everything in life, except for the things that you got to do to progress yourself.
So here's the thing. A lot of people are against the whole everything in moderation. And I wouldn't necessarily say everything, but a lot of things in moderation. Because like when it comes to success and your purpose in life and stuff like that, go balls to the wall with it. But things that can hold you back, like weed or being complacent from smoking too much or alcohol or things like that, then that's definitely where, hey, be moderate with that. It's not everything is black and white. There's some nuance to everything. So that's just what I've learned here in the last 10 years or so.
Well, hey, man, thank you for coming to talk to me, and thank you for sharing your knowledge. If you want to find Matt on the internet, you can plug your Twitter and your Instagram real quick if you'd like.
Yeah, so you can find me on both Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok now. I'm on TikTok now. At Matt_S_Stevens. And Stevens is with a PH.
All right. Well, Matt, thank you for coming. This was a great conversation.
Dude, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. I've had a good time with this. This has been great.